Penny and Dime weren't your average coins. They were unique in every sense of the word, not just because of their shiny exteriors, but because of the vibrant personalities they possessed. Oh no, they were best chums, living in a world much larger than their size. Their adventures took them to places coins could only dream of, from the depths of a piggy bank to the vast expanse of a bustling city sidewalk. Penny, a shiny copper penny, was a cheerful soul, always seeing the best in everything. Her optimism was infectious, lighting up even the darkest of days with her radiant smile.
Good show, old bean.
She'd often say, her transatlantic accent a delight to the ears. It was as if she had stepped out of an old Hollywood film, bringing a touch of classic charm to every conversation. Dime, a silver fellow with 10 cents to his name, was more practical. He was the grounded one, always thinking ahead and planning for the future.
Don't get your hopes up, Penny.
He'd retort in his thick New Yorker accent, always the voice of reason. His pragmatic approach often balanced Penny's boundless enthusiasm, making them the perfect team. Despite their differences, they were two peas in a pod, facing the world side by side, proving that even the smallest of friends could overcome the biggest of challenges. Their bond was unbreakable, and together they navigated the ups and downs of their tiny yet extraordinary world, teaching us that friendship and teamwork can make even the most daunting tasks seem manageable. Their home was a cozy corner in a bustling household, a place where the hum of daily life was a constant backdrop. A dusty old coin collection box was their castle, a sanctuary from the chaos outside. It was filled with trinkets and treasures from a bygone era, each item telling a story of its own.
Charming, isn't it? Penny would often say, her eyes sparkling with nostalgia.
She had a particular fondness for a faded stamp, a relic from a distant land.
Dusty more like, Dime would retort, always the practical one.
Grumbled Dime, always practical. Life wasn't always easy for them. They braved the dangers of a vacuum cleaner's roar, a terrifying ordeal that could sweep them away in an instant. The looming shadows of giant feet were a constant threat, each step a potential disaster. And then there was the occasional curious cat, whose whiskers twitched with curiosity, always on the lookout for something to play with. But through thick and thin, they had each other's backs. In their tiny world, friendship was the greatest treasure of all. One day, disaster struck. A giant hand scooped them up, along with a mountain of other coins, and dumped them into a colossal glass jar.
Oh dear, we're trapped.
Don't panic, we just need a plan.
They huddled together, the clinking of the other coins echoing around them. After much brainstorming, Penny, with her usual optimism, spotted a loose thread hanging from the jar's lid.
Look, Dime, a rope ladder to freedom.
Working together, they scaled the precarious thread, their small bodies working tirelessly. Each step was a challenge, but their determination was unwavering. They knew that reaching the top was their only chance of survival. The thread swayed with every movement, but they held on tight, encouraging each other with every inch they climbed. Finally, with a triumphant clink, they tumbled out of the jar and onto the safety of the tabletop. The relief was palpable as they lay there, catching their breath. They had made it through another ordeal, but they knew more challenges awaited them. The tabletop was a temporary haven, a brief respite in their ongoing journey.
Another adventure found them stuck inside a dusty old gramophone. The air was thick with dust, and the darkness was almost suffocating. They could hear the faint echoes of music from the past, a haunting reminder of the gramophone's former glory. It was a place of memories, but for them, it was a new challenge to overcome. The music played on, a cacophony of sound vibrating through their tiny bodies. The vibrations were intense, shaking them to their core. It was as if the music was alive, trying to communicate with them in a language they couldn't understand. The noise was overwhelming, and they struggled to find a way to escape it.
It's too loud, shouted Penny over the din. Her voice was barely audible over the relentless noise. The others nodded in agreement, their faces contorted in discomfort. They had to find a way to stop the music, to bring back the silence they so desperately needed.
Dime, ever resourceful, spotted the needle stuck in a groove. He knew that this was the source of the relentless music. With a determined look, he approached the needle, examining it closely. It was stuck fast, but he was confident he could dislodge it. He gave it a mighty push with his edge. The needle resisted at first, but with a final determined shove, it moved. The music wavered, then stopped abruptly. The silence that followed was almost deafening in its contrast. Silence. They were safe. The relief washed over them like a wave, and they took a moment to savor the quiet. They knew that their journey was far from over, but for now, they could rest. They had faced the music and emerged victorious, ready for whatever came next. Through it all, their bond only grew stronger. They learned to appreciate their differences.
Penny's cheerfulness brightened even the gloomiest day.
And Dime's practicality kept them grounded, ensuring they never stayed lost for long.
"You all right, Dime?" Penny asked one day, noticing her friend's silence.
Just thinking, mumbled Dime. We make a good team, you know.
A rare moment of sentimentality from the usually stoic Dime. It made Penny's heart glow warmer than a shiny new penny. Their adventures taught them the true meaning of friendship. It wasn't about being the same, but about complementing each other's strengths and weaknesses. It was about facing challenges head-on, knowing they had each other's backs, no matter what.
So the next time you see a penny and a dime, remember their story.
A story about the power of friendship, the importance of teamwork, and the extraordinary adventures of two very small but very brave coins.